It's almost June and we're about to get our first few days of sun, so it's about time to get some heat into the pool. So I thought I'd have a look at the pool heater. Turned it on first time this year and it didn't work. So opened it up, thought I'd have a look at it, did the basic tests. I could see powers getting to the control board, and I could hear the relays clicking I think about every minute or every 2 minutes, but nothing was happening. The fan wasn't spinning, nothing was happening at all. Water pressure looked okay. So this is the diverter valve. It diverts water into the pump, and you have to have a certain amount of pressure before the thing kicks in. That was fine. The temperature control here was okay. I also tested continuity from the switch through the temperature switch, and all that was fine. So I was fairly certain it wasn't that part of the circuit that was a problem. So the next part I had to look at was this bit here, and this bit to me seemed to be where the different sensors from the pool heater came into. And there was a diagram on the case of the pool heater that told you what each part of this related to. So to start off, as I said, I checked the switch, the on-off switch, and also the temperature switch. So the next one along was the water flow switch. So I thought I'd have a look at this next. And what I did initially was, as you can see there's a bypass. So all I've done there is got a bit of wire and bypass the switch there, so it's always on basically. And as soon as I powered up the pump with that bypass in place, it worked. It just fired straight up. So I turned my attention next to the water flow switch itself, and I put my multimeter on the 2 wires that go to the water flow switch, and I set the multimeter to resistance. And you can see there's no reading there whatsoever. That's the actual flow switch itself. It's inside there. And when I turn the divert valves on and forced water through the heat pump, I wasn't getting any change at all in the resistance reading from the multimeter. So I thought I'd have a look at the switch. To have a look at the switch on the main divert valves, I closed all that off. This is the drainage plug on the water heater, so I've undone that, let all the water out, and at this stage what I was thinking is maybe I've got like an airlock or something just underneath the flow switch. So all the water's out. I've released the flow switch. There was a bit of like a hiss of air escaping, so I thought I was onto a winner here. I thought that must be it, and I took the switch out and had a look at it. Essential waterproof footwear there. So the flow switch just screws straight out. It's got a little rubber seal that you don't want to lose, and on the end of it is a paddle. So I was trying to work out how does this thing work. Does it sort of measure resistance if it's wet? I couldn't quite twig what happened, and then I pushed it. And when you push it, it changes the resistance reading. So it's pretty much like a paddle, and as the water's flowing, it's pushing against this paddle, and you can hear the click. So as paddle gets pushed, it closes the switch. As soon as I realised it was a paddle, I then realised what was wrong. The pipes going into the water heater are the wrong way around. So there's one that's marked water in, and there's one that should be marked water out, but it's faded over the time that I've had it, and I'd put them the wrong way around. So water was flowing, the switch was working okay. It's just that the paddle moved only in one direction, and as the water was flowing in reverse, the paddle wasn't moving, and therefore the switch wasn't closing. So to fix it, I needed to swap the pipes around. I've had this water heater for about 7 years. I take it down every winter, and I've always managed to wire it up correctly in the past, but I guess I wasn't paying attention this year. So there you go, swap the pipes around, turned it on. It doesn't kick in straight away, but as soon as it's happy, it's got the right pressure, it's done the temperature checks, then the fan started spinning, and then eventually you can hear the compressor kick in as well. So not a repair video, more of a how stupid do I feel video, but it was interesting. It was interesting to take this thing apart and get a better understanding of how it worked inside, and the different sensors that are involved. I was just glad it was working again and I could get on with my day. Thanks for watching.